good thing about life is that we need to question everything about the truth of life. This is my story. My name is Gaslighting. I basically psychologically manipulate a person to believe that they have their own doubts about making decisions and questioning their own memory, their perception, their judgment, and oftentimes I create low self esteem. Using denial, gaslighting techniques that help me create a misdirection in the person, a misinformation, contradictions, and my job is to involve my victim and make my victim think that their belief system is different than what they believe. My job is to make sure that my victim is disoriented, and my intention to keep the person in a cycle of abuse. And yes, I am always in denial, and I am always right. That is what I do. I am psychologically manipulative, and I usually choose a victim that is my wife or my husband. And in doing so, I create a momentum of insanity. I will make my spouse believe that he or she is insane. I basically make them feel delusional to the point that they don't know what is real and what is not, what is correct and what is false. I pretend to be something else, and I place doubts in their own perceptions. I remember a time where I would make noises and I would say things, and I would make my wife think that she was just hearing things. Unfortunately, she started to catch on to the way I was. However, it was too late because she was already committed to a mental institution. And there is where I gain my power. Because gaslighting is my name. I like to manipulate people's perception of their reality. I love to abuse people. I like to abuse anyone and everyone that gives me the opportunity to do so. They say sometimes that I'm a sociopath and a narcissist, and I think they're pretty much right. That's the tactics that I use to abuse and undermine my victims. As a sociopath, I break laws, I exploit others, and I typically convince them of my lies. And sometimes I am extremely charming. So charming that when I do something wrong, I can deny it to the end, and they will believe me. Some of my victims have doubted themselves so much to the point of suicide, and that's exactly what I intended to do. Some of my abusive, violent behaviors have hurt people so severe. Some of them have been my parents, my children. Either way, all of them don't mean anything to me because my job is to gaslight. And that is what I do best because I'm a narcissist. Gaslighting is a method for me to use to be able to manipulate people and control them, while I have a lack of self-control. Mental health professionals think that they know it all, and they think that they have effective methods of shaping my behaviors to help other individuals. But that doesn't really typically work, because I am much more stronger than that. I am a gaslighting genius, and I am able to do anything I want and get anything I want when I want it, and when I say I want it, and I'll get it. And my victims have no sense of self-worth. I can get over on them at any time I want. They approve of my adventures, of my gaslighting behaviors. The way that I psychologically manipulate them, they allow me to do it. I take over their memories, their perceptions, and their sanity, and they allow me. These people that I've abused, these victims, they just don't know how to dismiss me. You can ask them, "Are you crazy?" And they would say yes, because they don't know how to fight back. They don't know what I'm doing. They're too sensitive, and they question whether they're being paranoid or not. Is this a joke or what? Is this real or not? Am I crazy or not? Is this person trying to make me crazy? Insane? Or am I already insane, questioning everything about my life, what is real and what is not? I have a way of abusing people, and I intend to harm through control, verbal abuse, isolation. I threaten people. I am extremely jealous. I humiliate people. I am the most manipulative person ever. And I create hostile environments so that I can hurt the people most that I love and that I care about, because I don't know any other way. I cheat on them. I exploit myself sexually. And sometimes I even withhold from my partner emotionally. And I blame them. I blame them consistently. This is what I do. I gaslight until someone has a nervous breakdown, or even worse, they commit suicide. Because I'm a bully, and I love to bully people because I know nothing else. I bully people because I am self-worthless myself, and I know nothing else. I wish I could do something different, but gaslighting is my name, and I own it very well, and I use it very well, and I'm always in denial, and no one can challenge me or change me, because it's impossible to do that when I'm literally clinically depressed deep down inside, and I have anxiety, and I have my own suicidal ideations, and my life is dysfunctional. And this concludes that I'm just psychologically defected. And my mental outcomes of life are very difficult to change because I have negative traits and negative behaviors that are very difficult for me to deal with. And if I can change that, maybe then, just maybe, I would stop gaslighting. But until then, I would just continue to be a gaslighter. After all, my victims have no idea what I'm doing. They have no idea that it's because of my own low self-esteem, my own depression, and my own lack of self-worth is why I do what I do. I'm verbally abusive. I'm constantly doing things to undermine my victims and gradually weakening them until the point of no return. Through the process of gaslighting, I can accomplish anything. Yes, I hide. I hide very well. I cover up very well. I'm ashamed. But I will never let anyone see this, because this would not be the way that I would handle things. And changing for me is kind of difficult. I'd like to say I want to change, but one day I want to change and then I'm convinced that my victim deserves it. So that's probably not going to happen anytime soon. As a matter of fact, it's probably not going to happen at all, because that would mean I have to lose control. And I love to have control. I have to have control at all times because I'm an abuser. That's who I am. I influence my victim's thoughts and actions, and without doing that, I would never be able to survive. How would I survive and have control of my own life if I can't control anyone else's life? I'm dependent on the person I abuse. I am dependent on my victim. I need my victim to be able to survive. Otherwise, I would truly die deep down inside. If I can explain to you that the name gaslighting has made me feel really low, irrational, and I create low self-worth. My belief system is corrupted. My perceptions are molded by fear. And my clinical depression only causes me to manipulate even more. I know it's controversial. I understand, I agree. But just because I agree doesn't mean I'm going to do what's right. This is what I do. I have crafted and mastered the art of gaslighting, and that is my name. I do not deny that it's not my name. It is my name. And I'm sorry that you can't trust me. And honestly, you probably should never trust me, because I will never change my name. This is who I am. Stop believing that I'm going to change, because I'm never going to change. I'm only going to manipulate you and tell you that I'm going to change, but I will never change. I've even told people to go and swallow a knife because that's the way I was feeling. My name is Gaslighting.
The purpose of this film is to create awareness, a positive awareness movement.